Another team that needs to get back on track, or at least get on track because they haven't been that impressive so far this season, is NC State and Will Wade. And NC State and Will Wade need to make major hay during the month of January. But with that said, before you can get to January, you have to finish December. And this week is a massive week for Will Wade and NC State. And look, I felt, based on what we saw over the summer with the roster that was put together, NC State would be a little further along. The good thing for NC State is this. The Wolfpack don't have any bad losses on their resume. Seton Hall has turned out to be a formidable club under Shaheen Holloway in the Big East. Texas, again, looks like a middle-of-the-pack SEC team in year one under Sean Miller. Then, obviously, the Kansas loss at home was a heartbreaker, and the loss to Auburn on the road should age fine for the Wolfpack, as the Tigers, again, look like they're somewhere in the middle of the SEC. So there's no bad losses on NC State's resume, but there are also no signature victories. Ole Miss is the only power conference win that NC State has. Beat VCU, beat Liberty, beat Boise State, that's fine. But I am not going to throw a party here for NC State and for Will Wade, who took this job with the idea of crashing the ACC party and being a disruptor in the triangle alongside Duke and North Carolina. And now when you look at NC State, a team that has 9 victories and 4 losses heading into ACC play, it's real simple. The Wolfpack have to win 12 ACC games, and they have to be the right 12 if NC State is going to be in the NCAA tournament in 2026. And that starts this week. NC State is going to host Wake Forest, and NC State then on Saturday is going to host Virginia in Raleigh. The Virginia game starts at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, and I'm going to say this now. It's a little bit of a tangent, but I want to get it off my chest. I don't understand why ESPN or another network does not have an 11 a.m. game or a 10 a.m. game every single Saturday. College basketball games are better, especially at the power conference level. When we have big games, they feel like bigger games when they're not competing with other big games. So last year, I believe, the first Saturday in January, we had Kentucky play Florida at Rupp Arena, and it was an awesome game with shot making back and forth. And part of the reason why it was so awesome, it wasn't competing against any other games. ESPN or any other network should keep that standalone window late Saturday mornings. But beyond that, NC State has an opportunity to get a signature victory on Saturday against Virginia, and it also has an opportunity to play Wake Forest at home. After that, this is the schedule for NC State at the start of January. At BC, at Florida State, Georgia Tech at home, at Clemson, and at Pitt. There is an opportunity here for NC State to make a move. But for NC State to make a move, NC State's got to get more out of Darrion Williams. And Darrion Williams is somebody who came to Raleigh with the hype, with the pedigree, and with the potential of being one of the best players in the ACC and being an All-American this season for the Wolfpack. He hasn't played that way. And if Darrion Williams is going to command the type of commitment that NC State made to him to beat out other programs like Kansas for his services, he has to play better. He's playing right now like a solid piece to the puzzle, much like he was at Texas Tech. But last year in the NCAA tournament, Williams flipped the switch. Williams became a player that looked like somebody who could carry a team. Williams played at a much higher level in the NCAA tournament than he did throughout the rest of the season last year at Texas Tech. Right now at NC State, he's been a bit of a disappointment. He can change that over the next 2.5 months. Darrion Williams did not have a made field goal, okay, in the win before Christmas against Ole Miss. Darrion Williams has been in single digits in 3 of his last 4 games. That's not going to get NC State to the NCAA tournament. NC State, 1 through 4, is capable of matching up with any team in America. Holloman is rock solid at point guard for Michigan State. Obviously, Quadir Copeland, who started his career at Syracuse, has been through the battles with Will Wade. You also have to love Paul McNeil as a threat. But NC State needs a lot more to Darrion Williams, and it also needs a lot more out of Matthew Abel. Matthew Abel, the freshman, was supposed to come in and be a big-time player for Will Wade's squad. He has really struggled shooting the basketball in the month of December. And these freshmen that we are seeing, the outliers, DeBansa, Boozer, Caleb Wilson, the list this year goes on and on. NC State needs more mileage out of Matthew Abel. Because if NC State is going to find a way to the NCAA tournament, it is going to have to be an awesome offensive team. There's major limitations up front. They are not going to beat people with their physicality. So they have to be an elite offensive team. And that starts this week against Wake Forest and Virginia. Virginia, to me, has been as impressive as any ACC team to start the season, not named Duke, Carolina, Louisville. And I'm looking right now at the conference. Duke, Carolina, Louisville, Virginia, and Clemson all look like, to me, teams that feel like locks for the NCAA tournament. Then you have a couple of other teams, NC State, Cal, Notre Dame, that are kind of flirting with that existence. ACC feels like it has half of its teams in the mix to be in the NCAA tournament in 2026.